Hi and welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a long time. I just needed a break. I'm just about to put a bit of SPF on because even though it's cloudy and overcast, I have hope that the sun is going to make an appearance, but even not, we're still wearing SPF. I'm going to try this new one from Roche-Posay. It's their Anthelios UVAir SPF 50. I love the Roche-Posay SPFs. Sure, we'll give it a go. It's very, very muggy. I sound like I'm from Love Island. Oh, I just love the smell of the La Roche-Posay SPFs. Anyway, so yeah, I took an unintentional break from making videos. It's just been like a mad few weeks, and I feel like I say that a lot, but like for like loads of different reasons. So I think I filmed the last video right before the June bank holiday weekend. Yeah, because we were getting the place ready. Yeah, so we had our first family barbecue on that weekend, and before that I bought a garden swing for like a swinging seat for at the back, which I'll show you in a second, and I bought stepping stones because the landscapers had said not to walk on the grass for a couple of weeks, and I was like, oh god, okay, that's fine for us, but with everybody over. So I got those and I'll show you them. They're so cute. And yes, I can't remember if I said in the last video, but I drove up to Banbridge to get the garden swing. It's lovely. And you know what, I don't even think I'm going to put makeup on today. I do apologise. No, I don't apologise. This is my face, this is how I look, because I'm going to be doing some stuff in the garden today. And then I had 2 days of that short week working with the Arboretum, kind of filming down in Wicklow in Kilquaid. So I had like there a full day, and then the following day I had to drive down to Carlow, and I just spent a lot of time in the car those days, and then had to edit a bit over the weekend for them, and then edit pretty much most of the following week. And like that has to be my priority, because the videos here, as much as I love doing them, they don't pay my bills, whereas the work for the Arboretum and client work and all that does. So there was that. And then we have just had the most almighty rain for such a long time. Now, silver lining. So the day that the grass went down was the first day that it had rained. I feel like we caused the rain. So for the 2 weeks before that, when the landscapers were out doing the garden, we had heat and sun and hot and weather. Everything was perfect for it. Because otherwise it would have been a mucky swamp for them to be out there. And the day they put down the grass, it started raining. So yeah, I feel like we caused the rain because the hose wasn't working when the landscapers were here. I think they switched attachments that attaches the hose to the outdoor tap. They never switched it back, because like mine has always just been able to snap on. Happy days. Wouldn't snap on. It was a mess. I ended up having to buy 2 different sets of attachments, but anyway, it's working now. My uncle was over last night and he kind of fixed it so it doesn't leak. So, but the rain has just been biblical here. So on one hand it was brilliant because the grass has truly kind of bedded in and like attached and everything, but on the other hand it has highlighted a major problem that I need to sort out. So I'll explain that now when I go out in a second. But yeah, I went to film the other day and I just wasn't feeling it. And I put up a post on Instagram asking if people were feeling the same. I just feel that, like, I feel like that. And I'm like, is it perimenopause? Is it burnout? Is it everything that's going on in the world right now? Because the world feels so heavy. Or is it, what was the fourth thing? I can't even remember. I have to check because that will annoy me now if I can't remember what. Wait, the heavy weather, perimenopause, burnout, or the world in general. So most people, 35% say the heavy weather, 35% say the world in general. I definitely feel just flat. And so, but I'm not going to get into that here, right? So I had filmed kind of like the intro chatty bits the other day, and I was just like, I'm not going to put you through having to listen to me be like but then again, I do want to highlight that social media, the internet, YouTube, Instagram, it's fake. Like right now I am exhausted. I feel physically and mentally drained, but I'm putting on a show. I know I don't feel too bad today. I had a good sleep last night, but if you had asked me to film this yesterday, I just would have been like this, just exhausted. I just want to use YouTube for like the happiness and the joy. So I haven't actually done anything in the garden other than lay those little stepping stones that I'll show you in a second and do the build a swing. I just haven't had it in me. I'm trying to force being happy and like jolly and everything on here. It's just, I can't do it. Just not me. And I feel like you're smart enough, you see it. Now what we're going to do today is plant some stuff. So I am trying to be good, right? Because I really do think that I have undiagnosed ADHD, and like I don't think I need to get diagnosed. I don't want to go on like medication for it. I don't feel like it's affecting my life that much, right? But I am chasing those like dopamine hits, you know, either be like doom scrolling or buying random stuff. Like what I bought, I bought glass straws for my iced coffee. Now I know I will use those, right? And I didn't want to get paper straws or plastic straws because, but I'm trying really hard now to be considered with my purchases. So I said to myself, Karen, you are not going to buy any plants in the garden centre until you plant what you have outside. And I'm not going to put everything that is out in the front kind of in the ground in the back. Some will stay in pots, right? But I'm going to plant some of the stuff out there today. And I think it's going to be lovely. And then I'll be able to go to the garden centre. But you know what, while we're sitting chatting here, I'll put like a tiny little bit of makeup on. I'm going to use this from Sculpted. It's a HydraTint. That's like a tinted moisturiser. Now it has SPF 20 in it, but I don't use enough to kind of give me the coverage. So I'm actually going to, I'll show you this brush in action. So this is from Skin Bay. I'm working with them on Instagram at the moment. So it's not, this isn't sponsored, but the content over there is, but it's a really nice brush. I'll link it below. They're after giving me a 40% discount. Just want to take away a little bit of the redness on my skin. What was I talking about? I can't remember what I was talking about. This keeps happening. I just can't remember what I was talking about. Oh yeah, no, I know what I was going to say. I had a couple of people message on Instagram and here on, not message, I comment here on YouTube saying when I showed the garden reveal, they were like, oh, I thought you would have had more flower beds. And in the future, I probably will. But I felt that we needed to see what the garden was going to look like, because it wasn't just that we were getting the garden redone as it was last year, like this time last year. Because we had the extension that like took off like a chunk of the garden, I couldn't visualise how big it was going to be and how big it was going to feel, especially when the grass went down. So that's why I had said, right, let's just have the bed on the kind of like larger bed that is like beside the patio, and then the smaller bed kind of on the other side, just to see. And I did want to keep the lawn because like we have Matthew is almost 8 and he's very into football right now. Now he knows that when he comes over, the football needs to be gently played with, because if we break the greenhouse glass, it's not going to be good. And then we have Sam as well, so he's going to be running around like a little lunatic. Right now this is what will suit us, and I didn't want it to feel like really overwhelming, going, oh my god, I have like all these beds and not know what to do with them. So I'm like, I feel like this is manageable. And like the garden has evolved over the last 5 years, because that's all I'm gardening since. Why do I keep rubbing my face? Sorry, this feels so soft. So like the garden has evolved over the last few years, this one will too. Like I'm starting from scratch and I want to get the feel of the garden and like build on it. So like I probably will add extra sections and extra pockets of flower beds in the future, you know. I think having the garden look nice now for the rest of the summer, and then in the autumn being able to plan for next year, like the autumn, lads. The autumn is going to be bulb city. I'm going to plant loads of bulbs. I'm going to plant some in the borders, I'm going to plant some in pots, and like each month I'm just going to evolve the garden like bit by bit. But anyway, I'm talking a load of rubbish. Actually, what I might do is just lock that in. I don't want to, because I feel like when I go out and I start bringing stuff in the wheelbarrow, I'm going to be sweating. So I'm just going to use this. Right, this is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. And if you are going to a wedding, or if you're just living your life in a really hot location and you want your makeup to stay in place, this is brilliant. Brilliant. It doesn't leave like, hold on, is this the one that gives you, that's a mist. Yeah, it has a really fine mist. I have another bottle. I have a bottle of something, I can't remember what it is, and it's a very aggressive mist. Whereas this, you can use it as a primer under your makeup. So when you apply your skincare and your SPF and you let that sit, apply this, let it dry, apply your foundation, your blah blah blah, and then at the very end apply this on top, and it will lock everything in place. It's brilliant. I'll leave it linked below. Actually, my mom's friend came over today. They're gone out for a walk and she's so good. She brought over a voucher for the garden centre, and she gave me one at Christmas, and in my head all along I've been like, right, I'm going to hold that until the garden is ready, and then she'll have to give me another one. So I was just like, that's going to help fill out the garden so much. So I kind of want to, I have like a general plan of what I want to plant, but you know me, when I get to the garden centre, all bets are off. But I will show you the garden now and explain a couple of the situations out there. Okay, let's do that, and then we'll start planting. Okay, so we put these chairs and table. We had them in the shed for years now. I think Mum had them in her old house, And I think they look lovely here. Really nice and bright, because like this is the corner that gets the sun in the morning. It's the most private, it's like not overlooked at all. So yeah, I love them there. It'd be nice with like cushions, wouldn't they? And so what I'm going to do is put like a pot there and have maybe the sweet peas growing up here for now. And so the grass had its first haircut the other day. Oh yeah, these are the paving slabs, but let me explain about the grass. So grass got the first cut, and then we had to dig up all of this grass, kind of lift it as much as we could to pull it back to fill that in, because with all the rain that we've been having, and with all the building work and everything that's been done, the grass was starting to sink, like the soil, the earth was starting to sink like to a good. I stepped on this paving slab the other day and it went down by about that much. It frightened the life out of me. So after managing to put a load of soil in there, compact it down as much as we can, and now I've just been like watering the grass to kind of help it settle. But these are the paving slabs. Let me put a yellow crock on there. Aren't they gorgeous? And so I didn't want anything like fully straight. I don't really care about that. To have like a little arch to go over there, because as I said, all here will be pots for now. Maybe someday I will put a flower bed here. We'll see. So the landscapers had recommended to just sit them on top of the grass for now, and then when the grass dies, to lift up the grass underneath and then sit it down so that they'll all be level with the grass. So that's fine. Oh, the sun is coming out. Okay. So we put the table and chairs there. We've got the barbecue. Oh, look at that. What is that? What is that? I'm going to zoom in. Can you see that? It's like a moth thingy. Oh my god. Oh, it is. And I can see his little tongue going in. That's mad. Do the barbecue here just for now. Like we do pull it. We've already used it once. We pull it out whenever we're using it, but just at the moment we'll have it kind of pushed away. And then this is the swing. Now these cushions aren't the one that it came with. These are from our old swing, and it converts into a bed if you want. It kind of like flattens out. So I've got that, and it's just lovely. Now I do want to kind of fix the position of it for now, and then again what I'm going to do is put some kind of a pot or something there to have behind it to kind of grow up the trellis and that. Now, since I fed the olive tree, it is looking so much healthier. I will be giving it a prune. It's like new growth. So a few of you had recommended a chap on YouTube who explains how to prune olive trees, and I've watched it, but I'm going to probably at the end of this season, at the end of the summer, do that. And like the lavender is coming along great. And I forgot that I had white lavender in here, so I do want to put extra plants down there. But this is the situation in the greenhouse, right? So it's still looking like a mess, but let me explain in here. This is where the greenhouse was leaking, okay? And so a few weeks ago I managed to seal along here, or so I thought. Let me put you, oh actually, sorry, we have one green chair, so I'll sit here and we'll have to chat. So I'll put you in with the courgettes. So all of the plants in here need to be planted out, need to be repotted, and my mission is, I'll explain that now in a second, but we need to talk about the flooding. The greenhouse is flooding a lot. If I knew then what I know now, I would have changed how I kind of set up the greenhouse in terms of the placement of it, because it was recommended to put the greenhouse on a concrete base, and that's what I did. I just didn't put any waterproof kind of protection underneath it. And so now the greenhouse walls, like the bottom of the walls that are wood, are sitting directly on concrete, okay? That's one situation. Now they are treated, like the wood is treated, and so it should last, I think it's like 5 years or something before it needs to be treated again. There's a big issue and I need to figure this out. So let me explain. When the lads were doing the patio, they had to raise the existing patio kind of up a little bit to put it in a slant so that it would just fall off and go here into the grass. Now there is some kind of like drainage thing under there, and for along here, so they raised this part as well to kind of keep it in line with the patio, which I get, okay? So we have, they used to have to kind of step over that. Now there is a little bit of a lip, but it's not too bad. Around this side and the back of the greenhouse, kind of behind there, it's just the concrete. And can you see, so there's about that much of a dip all the way along there. and all the way at the back. So when it rains, the water just sits there. There's nowhere for it to go. And so what's happening is it's kind of forcing it to go under here, and it's forcing the leaks kind of throughout here and at the back, which was never an issue. I had sealed that properly, that had never leaked. But now I suppose with the water sitting there, maybe it's coming up through like part of the wood at the bottom. It's not necessarily coming under. So the fact that the water sits on the outside of that is worrying kind of in the long term. Now, because it's warm, the water is evaporating. Oh, it's getting sunny and hot. When we had that rain, like this day last week, the rain was biblical. It was just crazy. And I was just, oh no, it's gonna get soaking wet. And so it's something that I need to tackle. So I'm gonna put guttering along this back wall and put a water butt, okay? But I know that that's not gonna fix the problem kind of long term, because at the back of the greenhouse, where like I can't put guttering on that side because it's not gonna fall off there. So I need to figure it out. So, but like, hold on. So even if I raise the flooring around the back and the side of the greenhouse, the issue's still going to remain in that the wood isn't protected. So my friend Joanne works in Chadwick's, and she was recommending kind of like it's like a rubber protective paint. So I need to research that some more. There's bloody slug juice in here. Oh, there's a slug or a snail in here. So I need to research that more to kind of see what it's like, see what it will look like. Because if it's a clear thing and you're not going to see, great. I can kind of treat the whole bottom of all the wood inside and out. So now, the fact that the water is gathering at the back of the greenhouse and on this side. This side is kind of the more like serious part. So what's happening is it's seeping under here and it's just sitting in the greenhouse. So the greenhouse has become a swimming pool because there's nowhere for it to like leak out. So yeah, the guttering will help a bit, but it's not going to be like the long-term solution. And I don't have the budget to hire somebody to take this apart, because if we lifted this greenhouse to put something under it, there's so many panes of glass in here, it would smash, it would be destroyed. So I'm trying to figure out the best solution. I must actually contact the greenhouse people and see if they have any kind of like insight or any ideas what we can do. So as I said, what's happening now is it's seeping under here, and look, you can still see it's still damp down there. Now I was watering stuff there, so it's now gathering kind of all under here. Like the water was coming all the way up to here the other day. So what I ended up doing was taking some of the plants from along here, which need to be potted on and replanted and everything, and just sitting them on the water to try and sop up some of the water. So yeah, because like here is raised and on the other side of that wall is raised, it has nowhere to kind of drain out. So the focus is to try and sort this out, because like I don't want the greenhouse to be destroyed after like a year or two. If you have any ideas of what we can do, I was looking up online and some people were saying they were in the same position, and they were saying that they put sandbags, kind of like these long thin sandbags, around the outside of their greenhouse. So while that will stop the seepage in, it's not going to sort out water collection kind of issue. I need to put my thinking cap on, and I need to fix this by the end of the summer, because it's warm enough in the summer for the water to evaporate quickly. When it comes to the autumn and the winter and the spring, like it's going to be damp all the time, and it's just going to be like such an effort to kind of sort that out. So that is my mission. Like one of the main kind of goals and priorities for the summer is to do that. Look at this. My nephew coloured me in a little parrot, and so this is my first piece of art for the greenhouse. It's so cute. I've just spent the last, I don't know how long, bringing the plants in from the front of the house to the back, and I was charging this because how boring is it going to be watching me wheel stuff in my wheelbarrow. But even after the first load, I was like, this makes me happy. This, God, that wave of kind of joy and like, oh, okay, everything's going to be okay. But wait till I show you. Oh. So here is everything that I had in the front of the house, just here, just for now, and we have a few bits kind of here. So I was sitting on that little spot there a few minutes ago, messaging my friend, and I realised that I was like sitting amongst the plants, and I missed that. Like the fact that they're like, obviously none of those plants are going to stay there, but oh, it's like a little hover. It's on my camera. I hope that's showing up on camera. The fact that all these plants are here and like are softening the wall. Now we will be getting the wall painted and everything, that's not a priority, but it just shows what it can be. But like, let me show you what I have and what I'm thinking. Can't remember what this is called, but I think I saw it on Gardener's World a couple of weeks ago, and I think that will live its destiny on the patio. This is Crocosmia, and what I'm thinking, okay, so this is Crocosmia Lucifer, and there might be a mix of like the yellowy one, but I'm thinking because we have the orange chairs here, I know I'm going to grow sweet peas up there, but what about if we had Crocosmia there as well? Okay, go with me. This is a little mini olive tree that I was given as a press drop, I don't know, either last year or the year before. So I'm going to repot that, okay? And then I think that's calendula down there, we'll see. These are hydrangea cuttings. Look, I'm going to have so many hydrangea plants. And this is another one, another container of hydrangea cuttings. We have foxgloves here in this one. Then we have a dahlia that I forgot was there. That just comes back every year. It's great. I can't remember what it looks like. Here we have another hydrangea cutting, strawberry. I'm kind of saving those two in the back there for when Mum and her pal comes home. And then this is a little citrus tree, so I might try and put that in a bigger pot and then in the greenhouse. Now this here in this really, really small pot, it's too small, so I'm going to repot that for sure. But this is, I think it's a blossom tree. Catherine gave it to me 2 or 3 years ago as part of National Tree Week, and I love this because these are the kind of colours in the summer, but in the autumn, not that it's autumn, but all these go like a neon colour. They're gorgeous. So what I'm thinking for this is putting it into this barrel, okay? And then it means that it's here. I need to just, because here gets sun and shade, okay? And then it will tie in here with the bright kind of colours. And then also, because it's in that barrel there, we'll be able to see it from the kitchen. Because I want it to just be lovely. And like, I kind of love this sitting here. And like, imagine now having climbers growing up through that as well. Okay, I'm real happy. So then we have in this container here that's also too small, we have some lavender that is about to bloom, and I think it's like a really pale lavender. It's not like the usual purple hit coat one. Now I noticed bringing this in, so I love this geranium. I don't know what it's called, but I'm going to plant this out somewhere. I can't remember what kind of conditions it has, but like, look how full it is. And I noticed this on the way in, so this is phlox, I think. Like, these have been in this container for years, and I don't think I've ever fed them. I'm terrible. We have achillea, but I don't know if this is, I think this is going to be pink. Maybe it's either pink or terracotta. These are asters that just haven't kind of lived their destiny, but I think if I cut those back, I might get another flourish, but I think I will leave them in the pot. And so then here I have kind of different pots with foxgloves. Now, here's my dilemma. So we're kind of coming to the end of foxglove season. So I'm like, I don't really want to plant them out. So, but I think I might plant out if I see any plants that, like, see like this one here, that has no bud on it. So that's not going to flower this year, because these are biennials, so they flower every second year. So it's good to have like a mix of flowering and non-flowering kind of plants beside each other. So this won't flower this year, but it will next year. But what I'm thinking is, what am I thinking? See if I plant them out and then let them go to seed. Because see, these are little, where are we? These here are little seed heads, so they're green. When they go brown, you'll be able to like kind of rattle them and hear the seeds. So they'll self-seed. Or I could just sow seeds now for next year. But anyway, I'm just going to put the foxgloves together as much as possible. And then we have more Crocosmia. Then we have this, which I love, and I wanted to buy more of this, Salvia Namorosa. I'm going to buy more of these tomorrow because they'll be gorgeous on both sides of the border. And then, so this is the aster here. It's like this one. See, this one had more sun, whereas that one was kind of in the back of all the pots at the front. So at least I know for now. We've got more foxgloves, another Crocosmia that's starting to flower. Oh, that looks like it's a mix of the yellow and the red one. So the Crocosmia are like self-seeders. I'm not crazy on these. These look really like leggy. I might get rid of these. They're like, I don't know. I know that those are calendula, but this pot is kind of past its prime. This is really pretty. Whatever this is. Hold on, focus. I don't know what it is, but it's really cute. And we have more strawberries. Then we have more calendula that have, I don't know how they ended up in this with the wisteria. Now the wisteria, I don't know if I'll keep it, to be honest. We'll see. And then we have here the coronet apple tree, which needs to be either repotted or fed or something. I don't know. I'm just not giving it the love that it needs, so that's my fault. But look, so these when I was bringing it in, they're like a blue hue to them. Magpies. Then, okay, this is very exciting. So we've got foxgloves here, but then this is a Salvia Amistad, and I'm keeping that for sure. I love that. It looks like a purple dragon head. It's fab. And then we have cuttings that Mum has done over the years of roses. So I'm just putting those there for now. They're not going to live here. What's going to live here is ferns, which I have up behind. Oh, I need to get the bits behind the greenhouse. We'll do that. But that just made me happy. Bringing stuff in. And as I said, yeah, some will stay in pots. Now, speaking of pots, I got these. I got these pot feet. So I got like a mix of these kind of heavy duty plastic brick things. They're kind of like this silicone plastic thing. They are triangle version ones. And then these kind of plastic ones, because I want to be able to keep the pots off. See down there, it's like a terracotta one. I want to keep the pots off the ground just for the drainage, and I don't have like the pots sitting directly on the patio because the patio was expensive, and I don't want the pots to kind of stain the patio. So that's the plan. But so we have here to plant out now. Not everything's going to fit. Oh, I need to actually go in there now. So not everything that I'm going to plant, like this isn't going to fill up here and here. But lad, look, we have plants. Okay, let me get the last few bits from behind the greenhouse. Okay, that's all the plants from behind the greenhouse. So we have this one here is the star jasmine, and I'm going to plant that here, have it grow up the trellis. I think that'll be lovely. And then I don't know what that is, some kind of summer bulb or something. We've got Achillea. I don't know what colour that will be. It'll either be pink or terracotta. We have the peach rose that used to be here, so I might put that back here because I know it loved this location. We have what you call that thing? Clematis. But I might put that in a pot up on the patio there to grow up that trellis. This was the yellow rose. Now it's just, look at the soil. I'm going to repot it and we'll see. We've got more Achillea. Don't know what colour. And then I'll probably get rid of this pot because it's kind of old and dilapidated. But look, got another Crocosmia. So there's like plenty of pots around the back of the greenhouse too. So at least that's something. And I have that obelisk as well to grow stuff up with. So yeah, I just want to get height. Like, look at the back of the house. It's a mess. But look at the greenery and the colour already. Okay, I have the bits. We're going to start planting in this border just to kind of like get rid of some of the stuff there. And I have found this in the shed, so I'll put that in the bottom if I plant out the roses. And then this stuff as well. I don't know if I'll use that though for the jasmine. I'll see what type of feed jasmine needs now actually. But anyway, I'm just going to let the camera run and I'm going to get cracking in the sun. I'll be roasting, but it'll be worth it. Okay, I had a quick Google and they say that jasmine likes tomato feed, so something that's high in potassium. So you can hear at the bottom, or see at the bottom here, this is like 99% potassium. So I will make sure to water that or feed that, put it into water and feed the jasmine when I plant it. Okay, I'm so excited. Okay, so the tree is planted and I'm gonna get like a support stick thingy to put into it just to make sure it doesn't kind of start leaning against the wall there. But I'm happy. I'm excited to see how it lives its destiny here, do you know? And what I think I will do is underplant it with annuals, because here is the potential for weeds, and so if I have flowers, plants, whatever there, it will help protect the soil, it'll help cover the soil and reduce the potential for what do you call them things? Weeds. I've watered everything. I think I'm gonna just give the place like a little bit of a tidy, and I'm gonna leave the rest of those here, and throughout the week I'll plant stuff out, because I kind of want to just like sit and enjoy the bit of the sun now, do you know? And it's so funny, I planted like a few things but it just takes ages because the soil is quite clayey and kind of heavy and stuff, probably from all the rain that we've been having, but at least I was able to dig down into it like no bother. But yeah, I'm just taking my time, do you know, because I feel like there is the pressure when you film stuff the way I do for YouTube. There's that pressure to be like, okay, you gotta film everything, you gotta do everything in one day, and that's not enjoyable for me. I just want to do things at my own pace, do you know? I'm happy to leave all those bits there because they look lovely, and the fact that I took everything from the front is a bonus. And yeah, I think I'm going to give everything a feed this evening. I looked up that kind of, I think it's a blossom tree, and I think I've feed for it anyway. But I think I'm just going to sit for a few minutes, finish my little glass of water, and I'm going to enjoy the process of making the garden look lovely, bit by bit. No pressure, we're not in any rush. Sorry, that's lovely, listen to the tree beside me. Oh, that's nice. Sorry, I'm on my walk today and I had no intention of filming, but the rose garden is just looking so gorgeous, so I wanted to share it with you. So this is in my local park, and they have, as you can see, a rose garden. They do have a rose festival, and that's on July 19th, this July 19th, 20th. It's the third weekend in July every year. But look at the colours of the roses. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at this, the little archways or the pergolas, whatever you want to call them, on the way out. They're full of roses. So I'll just show you a few along here. So there's like this kind of circly tier, and then there's like a tier on the outside as well. Now, I just wore a t-shirt today and it's definitely chilly, so I should have worn a hoodie, but it just looked nice out. It's like lovely and sunny when I came out. Anyway, it's fine. But I was just in the walled garden in the park as well, and that's looking so fab. So every time I go in there I take off my headphones because it's lovely. I love hearing my feet walking on the gravel, and like the noise of the birds and everything, and the bees. So just filming like a few little clips, but just like portrait, not for YouTube. But like, look at that. And I love going along and looking at what type of rose it is, like the name of it and that. Like, look at that little coral one in the middle there. I wonder, is that how they like cross-pollinate them? Look at these. This is why like my walk takes ages, because I'm like, ooh. But look at these. I love this now. See the way you get lots of blooms on one posy, and they're like different colours. See, like that one there. Hold on, let me zoom in. Gorgeous. Look at these. Aren't they lovely? They're really delicate. They used to have these types of roses planted on either side of the benches around. They're lovely. They're really like bushy and small. My feet are going to get wet because it was raining this morning. These are gorgeous as well. I love, it's like a little raspberry ripple or something, isn't it? Look at the bee, it's asleep. It's so beautiful. And I love, okay, so like I love that this rose starts off like this, okay, and then they open, and then they're like changing colours. Like, that's just so cool. Like, look. Oh, look at these. They look gorgeous with the raindrops on them. They're really pretty. Look at they're almost like little scalloped edges there. I love peachy coral roses. Love them. The shape on that is beautiful. If you're watching this, what colour rose do you prefer, like, in your garden? Like, what type? I know that there are like different hybrid tea roses and floribundas and all that. They look They look quite a traditional, like old school rose, aren't they? Oh, I love those. Let me show you. Oh, I love them. The way they're yellow towards you go to the centre, and then the closer you get to the outside, they're like this corally colour. Oh. Isn't that lovely? It's like nature's confetti. Oh, I love that one. I don't know if it's showing up on camera, but it's like almost the base part of the petals are green, and then the closer you get to the centre, they're pink. I love that I can hear the bees as well, like as I'm walking through here. Also, I'm loving that I'm sharing this with people, because usually when I come to the park, I'm on my own, and I always see so many flowers that I love the look of. They're mad looking. They look like carnations almost. My runners are wet. But yeah, I'm here on my own all the time. That's nice to be showing somebody. Look at the centre of that. They're so vibrant. But then I love the romance of these types of shades. And again, the closer you get to the centre, the darker the peachy apricot colour. And look, you can see like little, see in there, like little hints of yellow. Oh, look at these ones. Oh my god, I love them. Like, look at that one kind of posy, all the different colours. That is stunning. See, do they get darker when you go into the centre? I remember seeing them on Gardener's World last year, I think. And actually, I think what I'll do now is, rather than go directly home, because I'd love to go because I'm freezing, I'll bring you to the walled garden while it's quiet, and show you what it's like now, because every time I go in, there's something new that's after blooming, or they're after planting something else. And as I said, I was just in there already, but I was just kind of taking photos. It's cold. But anyway, let me go there. So we're going in the back way, what I call the back way of this. And I love this. Isn't this gorgeous? So this part is for the bees. And I love that you can see the clock tower just there. And when that gets, over the next like couple of months, that will go from being green to orange to red. It is stunning. And I love taking pictures of it here. But so they have a couple of ponds here. Got one there and one down there. And as you can see, they've roses growing up like the pergolas. They've got roses here. And then this bed, I love seeing what they're doing here. So in the summer, they had this full of different coloured tulips, and the same with that one over there. But at the moment, they've got marigolds. I think they're marigolds. And usually they put dahlias in here, or like the summer flowering bulbs. So I'm excited to see what they're going to plant. But isn't that very like organised and beautiful? So just standing here, you can see the hints of yellow and white, and they usually have purple, and there's pink there as well. They're working behind that, and I can smell the mulch. It's lovely. So I think I had this geranium before in the flower bed at home, and I took over. So it's good for a ground cover. Oh, look at that. Oh, sorry, see that leaf? The shape of a heart. Oh, I need to take a picture of that. Sorry, every time I come to the park, I try to look for hearts, and sometimes I see it in the shadow, sometimes I see it in the shape of leaves, but I've never seen it in the shape of like the flower petal. Oh, well, that's made my day. Now, they always have loads of these. I don't know what they're called, bishop something, I think. I can't remember, but they're very prominent at this time of the year. We've got the roses. Now, look at this. I saw this earlier. Whatever that is, look at the dew or the raindrops on the top. And like the little scalloped edges. I love that. And I love when you're looking at the border. See, this is where I get ideas. They have like repeating like flowers all the way down, you know, and the same on this side. They've got those yellow yolks. I don't know what they're called. And they've loads of them yolks. But I love these, whatever they are. So I like the fact that like the lots of foliage at the bottom and then the flowers on the top. Really nice. Now, the size of that bee. I love this geranium. I think I had that actually. I think that's Roseanne. But why I like it is, see there you can see through it from the back when it's backlit. Just lovely little salvias. And look, they're getting this bed ready, so I'm interested to see what they're going to put there. But I know it's going to be fab. Now, I was going to say the Physic garden is usually really quiet, and it usually is. But I love these. Whatever they are. They're more vibrant in person. But this is one of my favourite places, probably my favourite place in the park, because look how gorgeous it is. And when someone's not trimming the grass, you can sit on the bench, you can sit on the grass if you want. And it's usually lovely and peaceful. Look at the lavender. And the oxeye daisies. Love it. I saw this morning. Look at the cornflower. They're so vibrant. And I love those yellow foxgloves. Again, they again, they just look really delicate. So there's like a lot of complementary plants here. So you have like the lavender and that. I love it. I just love it, and especially in the summer, or especially in like the autumn and the spring, when the sun is quite low in the morning, and it's all backlit. It's just magic. Yeah, this part of the video goes out to Miriam. Miriam, if you are watching this, Miriam works here as a volunteer in the herb garden, and I think she helps out. No, she has an allotment. So years ago, I went for the Rose Garden, or for the Rose Festival. They had the allotments here in the park open to the public, and I went in, and she had the most gorgeous setup in her allotment with like 2 chairs and everything. And I made that the cover photo of the video, and I was like, oh, I love it. And then I met her in the park a few weeks later. She's like, that was my allotment. I was like, no way. And then I met her a couple of weeks before Chelsea, and I think she was like working in here on the day. But Miriam, if you're watching this, I'd love to, would you message me? Because I'd love to have like, or if you were able to give me like a proper tour of in here and explain stuff and like the thought process behind it, because there's just magic in here. I just love it. And then also I have decided that I would like to have an allotment. Well, I want to go on the waiting list for the one in St. Anne's here, because I just want to be able to grow more veg, because at home now, with the garden being done, I use it mainly for flowers and that, and I don't really have much room for veg, so I think I need an allotment. And it'd be great for videos as well. So I'm putting that out there, like manifesting that and working towards it. So that guy is literally there. When I was up the top up there, he was there. He's working his way down. But I know whatever this yellow thing is pretty cool. And see these things. These are gorgeous in the autumn. Is there any more? Like they have them there and there. So in the autumn, if you stand behind that, because the sun is usually there, they're just backlit so beautifully. It's so nice. Oh, I just love it. And look at that olive tree. Now that'll put my one to shame. But let me show you the Physic garden from this angle. Actually, more and more I'm getting into the importance of plants, like in beauty, in skincare, and like in their healing properties as well. So I feel like this has inspired me to, like over the course of the last like year or so, inspired me to learn more about plants and like their properties. So yeah. Anyway, we've one more little section of the walled garden, and then I have to go home because I'm freezing. Look at these. They're huge. I love the colour. Like, they look like, what do you call that thing? Crocosmia. But I've never seen this variety. Then look at the height of that. Isn't that so full? Oh, now I was here earlier and the bees, they're still there. We're all over whatever this is. gorgeous. Now, I think that they're the oxeye daisies. And I think this is the geranium that I have at home. But I love, see, this is what I love. Movement. I love here, like, seeing how this changes over the course of the year. It's so fab. Now, I do want to get some eucharis for my garden, like for the little shady area, so I will. I don't know what that is, but it's fab. See again the way like the sun is behind it and you can see like the green and orange. That bee is living its best life in there. And every time I walk through, I usually come in through this way, and every time I do, I just take out my headphones. That's pretty. Whatever that is. And is that like in the steel bee? It's pretty good. It's like a little firework, isn't it? Oh, I love whatever that is. That's gorgeous. I need more shrubby things in the jardin. Oh, I wonder what they're going to plant there. In the spring, they had this little area planted with bulbs. And yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they put there. If you go in this way. I love this. On a blue sky day, this green is so green. It's fab. Actually, so this is the clock tower. Oh, the blue sky is going to come now just as I'm leaving. But I also get ideas for planting along here too. Like, look at those hydrangeas against that wall. Fab. These, I sent Catherine a picture of these the other day because I was like, it looks like, the leaves look like the Brunnera, but I love them little pink flowers. I think they're called dead nettle or something. See the way some of the leaves there, the foliage is pink. It's fab. And they have that there. Oh, so good. I just love it. This part of the park is where they had all like the bluebells and everything in the spring. So I have nothing here now, but it's just after filling up so much. I need to warm up. Rookie mistake walking out in Irish summertime and not bringing like some kind of hoodie or something. But no, it's nice to bring it to my park because it looks so different throughout the seasons, and like this park is lovely. It's really enclosed. Anyway, thanks for coming to my park. I listened to hardly any of my podcast because I was showing you around. I didn't get my steps in, but I have to go home now and have breakfast and get to work now. But yeah, as I said, every so often they keep like changing out the planting in that walled garden, and I just love it. It gives me inspo, and then you can kind of see the seasons changing as well. But what you see, as soon as I walk out of this park, the sun is going to come out. What you see.